Have you ever stopped to ponder the nature of your own existence? This is the question that has been at the heart of human curiosity for millennia, a question that has baffled the greatest minds and inspired countless philosophical thoughts. It is a question so fundamental, so profound, that it transcends cultures, civilizations, and epochs. When we ask this question, we dive into the deep waters of existentialism, a philosophical doctrine that places emphasis on our individual existence, our freedom, and our choice. It's a philosophy that takes us on a journey that begins within the confines of our own consciousness and leads us to the vast, seemingly boundless realms of human experience. Existentialism, as a philosophical response to the question of existence, does not provide us with easy answers. Instead, it encourages us to embrace the uncertainty, to find solace in the ambiguity, and to forge our own path in the face of an indifferent universe. It tells us that we are free, that we are responsible, and that the meaning of our existence is not something to be discovered, but something to be created. This philosophy, born from the minds of influential thinkers like Søren Kierkegaard, Jean-Paul Sartre, and Friedrich Nietzsche, has left an indelible mark on our collective consciousness. It has seeped into our literature, our films, our art, and our daily lives, shaping our understanding of the world and our place within it. Existentialism invites us to confront the absurdity of our existence, to question our moral responsibilities, and to seek transcendence in a seemingly indifferent universe. It encourages us to live authentically, to embrace our freedom, and to make sense of a world that often seems devoid of meaning. So, as we delve into the profound depths of existential philosophy, let us remember that the question of existence is not a puzzle to be solved, but a journey to be embarked upon. A journey that begins with a single, profound question: why do we exist? So, let us embark on a journey to understand the existentialist perspective. Our first stop is 19th century Denmark, with philosopher Søren Kierkegaard. Known as the father of existentialism, Kierkegaard's writings played a profound role in shaping this philosophical movement. Kierkegaard's philosophy was groundbreaking in its focus on the individual. For him, subjective truths, those personal, internal experiences and emotions, were more significant than objective truths, the facts and figures the world presents to us. He believed that each person must navigate their own path in life, emphasizing the importance of personal choice and responsibility. The concept of faith was also central to Kierkegaard's philosophy. He proposed the idea of a leap of faith, a courageous individual act of believing in something without objective evidence. This leap of faith, in Kierkegaard's view, was a critical step in defining one's existence. Kierkegaard was not one to shy away from controversy. He was a staunch critic of societal norms and mass culture, which he believed stifled individuality and promoted conformity. His writings often emphasized the significance of the individual over the collective, a stance that would become a cornerstone of existential thought. He challenged the prevailing religious and philosophical ideas of his time, arguing that they failed to address the complexities of human existence. His critiques were not just aimed at society, but also at himself, as he wrestled with his own doubts and anxieties. His writings, filled with paradoxes and contradictions, reflect this struggle, providing a raw, honest look at the human condition. Despite living in a time when his radical ideas were often met with scorn and misunderstanding, Kierkegaard's influence on existentialism cannot be overstated. His works continue to inspire and challenge us, inviting us to question our assumptions and live authentically. Kierkegaard set the stage for existentialism, but the philosophy would continue to evolve. As we journey further into the landscape of existential thought, we'll encounter other thinkers who, like Kierkegaard, dared to question the nature of our existence. Next, we turn to Friedrich Nietzsche, who dared to proclaim that God is dead. This audacious statement by Nietzsche wasn't meant to be taken literally, but metaphorically. He was expressing the idea that traditional morality and values, underpinned by religious beliefs, had lost their power in people's lives. Nietzsche's bold assertion about the death of God marked a seismic shift in the philosophical landscape. It was a call to arms for humanity to reject the comforting but limiting shackles of religious dogma and to embrace the terrifying freedom of creating their own values. Central to Nietzsche's philosophy is the concept of the will to power. Nietzsche believed that the primary driving force in humans wasn't survival or pleasure, but power. Power for Nietzsche is about imposing one's will upon the world, about striving for achievement, ambition, and the overcoming of obstacles. This leads us to another of Nietzsche's influential concepts, the Übermensch, often translated as Overman or Superman. The Übermensch is a figure who has overcome the limitations of conventional morality to create his own values. He is not bound by societal norms, but is driven by his own will to power. Nietzsche's Übermensch embodies the existentialist ideal of authenticity. Authenticity in this context means living in accordance with one's own values and desires, rather than those imposed by society or religion. The Übermensch is not a moral nihilist, but a creator of new values. Nietzsche's philosophy is not without its controversies. Critics argue that his ideas can be interpreted as endorsing elitism and even totalitarianism. Yet, his work continues to be a rich source of philosophical inquiry. His ideas challenge us to confront the uncomfortable truths of our existence and to strive for self-overcoming. Nietzsche's philosophy posed radical questions that continue to reverberate today. His ideas have influenced a wide range of fields, from literature and psychology to political theory and religious studies. And perhaps most importantly, they force us to grapple with the fundamental question: what does it mean to lead a meaningful life in a world without God? In the 20th century, Jean-Paul Sartre further expanded the existentialist discourse. This French philosopher set the stage for some of the most fundamental debates in existential thought. His most significant contribution, perhaps, is the concept that existence precedes essence. This might sound a bit cryptic, but let's break it down. Traditionally, essence, the fundamental nature or inherent characteristics of a thing, was thought to come before existence. A table, for instance, has the essence of tableness before it even comes into being. Sartre, however, turned this idea on its head for human beings. He argued that we first exist, we are first thrown into the world, and then it is up to us to define our essence, our purpose, and our nature. We are not born with a predetermined essence or purpose, we must create it. This, Sartre contends, is the human condition, a state of radical freedom. Now, this radical freedom is a double-edged sword. It empowers us to be the authors of our own lives, but it also burdens us with immense responsibility. Sartre calls this the anguish of freedom. Consider this: every choice you make, every path you take, reflects not just your own values, but also your belief about what a human being should be. Each decision is a statement about the world you wish to create. That's a lot of responsibility, isn't it? Furthermore, Sartre introduces the concept of bad faith, which is essentially self-deception. It's when we deny our radical freedom and pretend that our essence is fixed, that we are bound by certain roles or identities. We tell ourselves, "I can't change, that's just the way I am." But that's a lie we tell to escape the responsibility of freedom. In essence, Sartre's existentialism is a call to authenticity, a challenge to confront the naked truth of our existence and the freedom it entails. No easy task, for sure, but an incredibly liberating one. Sartre's philosophy reminds us of the freedom and responsibility we carry as individuals. It pushes us to embrace our existence and create our own essence, to live authentically in a world devoid of predetermined meaning. As we come to the present day, we see existentialism's influence in many aspects of society. Indeed, existentialism remains profoundly relevant, casting its shadow across literature, film, and art, and continuing to inform our philosophical dialogues. In literature, existential themes echo through the works of contemporary authors, who often grapple with characters seeking authenticity and a sense of purpose amidst the chaos of modern life. The protagonists are frequently seen wrestling with the existential dread, the realization of the absurdity of life, and the relentless pursuit of meaning. In the realm of film, existentialism has found a fertile ground. Directors and screenplay writers weave in existential motifs, creating narratives that compel viewers to question their own existence, freedom, and the essence of reality. From the exploration of personal identity in the face of societal pressures, to the portrayal of characters confronting their mortality or the absurdity of existence, existentialism has left an indelible mark on the celluloid. Art, too, is not untouched by existentialism. Artists often employ existential themes to probe the human condition, using their canvas to express the struggle with freedom, isolation, and the search for meaning. The stark contrasts, the bold strokes, or the seemingly random patterns in their works often symbolize the inherent chaos and unpredictability of life. Moreover, existentialism continues to inform debates on meaning-making, moral responsibility, and transcendence. It impels us to question the nature of our existence, our role in the universe, and the moral implications of our actions. It pushes us to seek meaning in a world that often appears chaotic and indifferent. It challenges our understanding of freedom, urging us to recognize both its potential and its limits. In the quest for transcendence, existentialism encourages us to move beyond the superficialities of existence, to delve deeper into our consciousness, and to engage with the world on a more authentic level. In the end, existentialism challenges us to confront the profound questions of our existence and to make our own meaning in a seemingly indifferent universe.